NBA champion Matt Barnes, Rick Bucher of Bleacher Report. Marcellus, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
Is Kawhi the best player in the NBA right now?
No. And I understand the prisoner of the moment. I understand the dynamic. I know what's going on, Whitlock. You know, them keys ain't going to press themselves. You got to write something, huh, my dog? But can we remind ourselves who Kevin Durant is and was before this injury? Full screen right here shows a list of the all-time greats of our game. 34 points per game in a single postseason. Durant, obviously, on that list. LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, etc. That's who Durant was. But also, his defensive prowess started to really get attention. His rim protection started to get attention. But I will leave you with this. We see Giannis, we see Embiid, and we see that path for the Toronto Raptors and Kawhi Leonard. Do you know what Kevin Durant did to the King the last 2 times he saw the King in the finals MVP? So the road to this place of being the best in the game, I'd rather beat the King at that game, you got the PlayStation 4, rather than beat up on Giannis and Embiid who are coming, who are not there yet.
We might have to come up with a Marcellog because that was impressive. No, that was well done. Yeah, look, it's out of sight, out of mind. And I believe you make the point that that KD and his defense is being given enough recognition. He has really stepped it up at that end. And when I look at the offensive end, he can do more things. If you're asking me who would I rather have, it's not even close. I love Kawhi in isolation situations, but he doesn't do nearly the same. And this has been impressive, but it is prisoner of the moment because it has been so dramatic. We have the 4-bounce game winner, series winner against Philadelphia, and then we have him going up against Giannis. But let's take a hard look at what the matchups were in that series and what Kawhi was able to do. He's going up against, I think we overvalued who the Bucks were. It was an inexperienced Bucks team. It was an inexperienced Giannis. He made the most of that. I love seeing Kawhi back to reminding us of what he can be. But it's simply, sometimes you got to step away from the stats, from the keyboard, and you just have to say, what can this guy do? What can this guy do? This guy can
I'm gonna start firing back here in a minute.
Follow. That's the joystick right now.
This is a what have you done for me lately? I think the fact that KD's been hurt of late, now it's his turn. But you've heard it's been Giannis at one point in these playoffs. It's been KD at one point in these playoffs, and now it's Kawhi. But for a lot of reasons that Rick said, I mean, KD is a proven, whether you like him going to Golden State or not, proven warrior. What he's done against LeBron, what he was doing before he got hurt. Now, this is not taking anything away from Kawhi. I think this is a reminder of, and I've always said it, that his year off made people forget how talented he was. He's top 3 in the world to me. It's LeBron, KD, and Kawhi, in my opinion, when it comes to best players in the world. But I love what he does defensively. He's able to disrupt the game like no one else in the game defensively. But like Rick said as well, KD is not as good on ball. He's a solid on-ball defender, but a great help defender and very long and a basket protector as well. So if you're making me pick between KD and Kawhi, I would say KD right now.
And I don't in any way intend to diminish Kevin Durant because I'm right there as a cheerleader. Kevin Durant, tremendous player. But you guys are kidding me. Giannis is probably going to win the MVP.
Right.
And Kawhi Leonard just made everybody look foolish for thinking he's the MVP.
But I just think more than that, not to cut you off, he showed that Giannis still has some more developing to do.
Right.
Although he's an MVP, and I said it on the other show, he's a star on his way becoming a superstar. I think Kawhi pointed out the deficiencies in this game, and once you lock that paint down, what is Giannis going to do?
Right.
And so, of all the impressive things we've seen in the postseason so far, and we saw Durant against the Clippers look amazing, what Kawhi just did to Giannis is the most impressive thing, and there's no one else that can do it. I'm just sorry.
But keep in mind, it wasn't just it wasn't just
effort.
Kawhi. Yeah, they had that second defender coming early. What really bothered me is Boston could have been doing all of that.
Absolutely.
They could have exposed.
They don't have Kawhi Leonard, man.
Yeah, but team-wise, they had the athletes, and I thought they had the coach.
You
that
take
Kawhi them to play the way they need to.
You take the Kawhi out of that,
yes,
and they can't do that. You can't again. Brad Stevens is no idiot. If he had the personnel and it starts with Kawhi, you can't do it.
Well, you can have the plan, but the personnel have to execute it. But
yeah.
they didn't. They never came close. The Boston had its. Boston did it to itself. But don't make us pay the price for anybody who put Giannis or was blowing smoke.
Well, I'm sure
when
you
it came
voted
to Giannis.
for MVP.
No, I had Harden actually at the top of my
and he's not the MVP either, and he got embarrassed as well.
Well, who would you have put at the top of the
right now
regular season?
No,
regular
I
season.
understand it's regular season. If Kawhi had chosen to play all 82, he would have been the MVP. But again, I want to go back to Durant and what he did to LeBron. If you put Kawhi with a 2-time MVP Steph Curry and Klay and all that system and all that they had around him, it's a lot easier to do that. It is. And so what this guy just did in the East with Kyle Lowry, who looks overweight, Serge, who's past his prime, Siakam, who we had never heard of, Nick Nurse.
Since we nitpicking right here, let's talk about a Joel Embiid who's never healthy, and when he is healthy, he'll text his coach in the morning, may not play tonight, which showed me a lot about his character. I've never seen this in my years of playing pro sports. 6 in the morning, I'm making a 7:30 p.m. call to tell him in maybe 12 plus hours I'm probably not ready. That's not a guy who's a made man or a guy who's on the ascend. Giannis is one-dimensional. He was playing LeBron philosophy, put shooters around him and just dash and go to the rim. That's not a guy who's multifaceted and ready to be the king or the best in the game.
But we just watched a guy carry the weight, the most weight, on both ends of the court. LeBron ain't doing that no more, and I'm sorry, Klay Thompson carries the heaviest load on the defensive end for Golden State. Kawhi just did it at both ends of the court. First team All-Pro or All-NBA at both ends of the court in that series and throughout these playoffs, and he's hitting game winners and all the. And again, I'm not remotely diminishing KD,
right?
But he's no comparison to him at the other end of the court, and I get that. On the offensive end, KD has more weapons, but Kawhi can go out and get you 30.
The no comparison at the defensive end, I think, is separating them by too much. The other part is, okay, so against this Milwaukee team, once you took Giannis out of the equation and you didn't allow him to do what he did,
Kawhi did that.
Okay, what else did you have to worry about?
Say it.
Who else were you having to
How many people should Kawhi be
deal
responsible for?
I'm not saying he's responsible for all of them.
He's speaking in general as a team. Like, you knocked their first option out. Who's their second scorer?
And who
they
did
didn't
that?
Have that.
You had Kawhi did it.
Understood, but there weren't other things that they could go to. It was a one-trick pony.
Right.
So he took him out, and as a result,
Boston
they succeed. Trust me, I know they didn't do it because I expected that they could. I understand that. But the bottom line is it wasn't that hard to decipher. That's damning on Boston's part. And the other part for Kawhi in the postseason.
We're only talking about Kawhi.
And we're also talking about the postseason. This is the other part that I believe that Kawhi had a huge advantage. He's been there. He's done it. He's seen it all. It's the same as with LeBron. There is if we're talking about, okay, is experience or just a comfort level on this stage, is that equal to or part of the equation when you say best player in the game? I think he had a tremendous advantage because he'd done all this and it was brand new for Milwaukee.
I'm going to reduce it to weightlifting and who carries the most weight. And the only guy in recent years that I've seen carry this kind of weight at both ends is LeBron.
But that's not fair.
What?
That's not fair to KD.
Yeah,
to say he can't be the best player in the game because he doesn't have to.
He's not carrying the most weight.
Well, it's that then Klay Thompson has no argument that Kemba Walker was all
and
NBA.
Why do we got to drag other people in this?
Well, because it's like opportunity
competition. Well, and that's why KD, in order to jump back over Kawhi, in my opinion,
has
needs
to come back and play.
Needs to leave and go carry the same amount of weight. I mean,
but it's really unfair because what we're saying now is your equation based on what's around you is going to now cloud your vision in actually assessing the individual, which we should be up here being able to do that.
I'm going to go to football, though. I'm going to go to football.
Right.
I can't just look at Dak's numbers and compare them to Tom Brady's. They're carrying different levels of weight. Why can't we do the same with Kawhi?
Because I think at the same time, I think all the Warriors players get diminished because they're as a team they're so good. So Klay's diminished as an All-NBA player.
Yeah.
You're right, but it's still at the end of the day, player for player, it shouldn't
But it does.
We know.
What you do matters.
But he's doing what he's supposed to do, what he has to do.
I got you. But KD made a choice to go there. Hey, y'all help me carry this weight.
But you got to think, if
LeBron made a choice, Miami, did that change your assessment of him individually?
And that's why
he took a little off his game.
No question. And that's why when he went to Cleveland and said, you know what, I'm going to lift all the weight.
Yeah.
And I'm going to win a championship. He won 4 straight finals. No one questioned.
Well, Kawhi went a championship. This is the conversation that gets you into the King conversation.
He's already won one in San Antonio.
But different weights, as you would say.
He was the finals MVP.
Okay,
he was the best player on that team.
Twice that. Huh? Durant is twice that the last 2 years, too. Huh? Remember that? No? Forgot? Hurt?
No. He had other people. He had spotters that was helping him lift that weight. Kawhi is out there by himself on both ends carrying the most weight. This is what LeBron did to make himself LeBron.
It was very impressive. To me, this is just as impressive, if not more impressive, than what LeBron was able to do bringing Toronto to the finals. With LeBron being able to bring Cleveland to the finals. Yeah, absolutely.
So why not give him the same credit?
He's getting the same credit, but there's still someone that's better than him. He's still getting the same credit.
The weightlifting analogy didn't work, and the football analogy didn't work. Where are we going to next?
Where are we going now? Right.
All right. Quickly, we don't have a lot of time here, but we got some time. Can Toronto, do they have any chance at beating the Warriors?
No. What's up, man? I ain't even going to waste my time. Round by round, I've been trying to build up the drama and the challenge. No. They are 8-1 in the last 2 finals, and that was against arguably stronger opponents. Certainly one time it was 2 years ago, that Cleveland team. No.
It was supposed to be Milwaukee was too deep for the Warriors. Milwaukee couldn't even get past Toronto. Toronto may win a game.
Kawhi, but go ahead.
Toronto may win a game or two, but like Rick spoke to earlier, again, experience. You can never underestimate what experience does when it comes to the finals, and the Warriors have too much of it.
Yeah, look, did I mention I thought Boston was going to be in this situation? Maybe it's wishful thinking. I think that this can be competitive. I think there is a window into it. I don't expect that KD is going to play in this series. I don't expect that DeMarcus is going to play in this series. There's some question about the health of Andre Iguodala. I don't believe that they can lose another piece. And so if they have to ride their horses heavy and Toronto can just stay in this, I see a window in which it can happen. Now, they're going to have to control the tempo of this game. They're going to have to do what they did to the Bucks in the last 4, which is we're not going to play up and down. We're going to play slow. We're going to play isolation, and we're going to be able to pick those matchups that are advantageous and get enough points out of that. It is a tall order, no question about it. And there's some guys that are brand new to this platform. Pascal Siakam is the guy that I'm most interested in seeing can he perform, right? But that said, if you're asking me, is there a possible? I mean, this may be Dumb and Dumber. 1 out of 1,000. Yeah, so you're telling me there's a chance.
Anything's possible with Kawhi. It's a possibility, but I doubt it. And I think Draymond too. I think that's the one thing. I think pace is key, and with a young team that hasn't been there, your tendency is to get caught up in what's going on. And with Draymond rebounding the ball and pushing it every single time, it's going to make every player, maybe outside of Kawhi, want to push it right back at them. You know what I mean? And that's a game they can't play.
I heard you say something about Golden State off isolation ball. I've gone this morning, I kept going back and forth, but I landed on no. Yeah. And because that they don't really have a chance. And my thought is that Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, these guys are just going to run around in circles on the offensive end. And Kawhi, it's not going to be a Giannis deal where it's, let me just sit out at the top of the key and shut this dude down.
Right.
These guys are going to run him through so many screens. It's going to affect him on both ends of the court. And they're going to be exhausted.
What we're losing sight of is this is a 7-game series. So basically, by the numbers, whoever has the greatest margin of error, that means you could go play Plan B, Plan C basketball and still win. You're going to win 4 games out of those 7. The margin of error is too slim for Toronto to win even 1 game, let alone 4 games of 7. Just think about the math. This is not a do-or-die football series. Yeah. This is a 7-game series. Can they win?
And not to mention the rest. The rest is huge for the Warriors. Everyone, you know what I mean? These guys, their core has been going hard all playoffs, minusing a few superstars. So the rest was instrumental for this.
Yeah, and starting on the road, I think, is actually a plus for the Warriors. It's the first time, but I think there would be a greater tendency to give away a game in the first 2 if they were at home. They're less likely to do that, and now I'm arguing against myself. But that said, look, Do I expect the Warriors to win it? Yes. Is it hard for me to imagine Toronto winning 4 games? Yes. But I don't.
I can see Toronto getting swept. This is a weightlifting competition, and we just saw Kawhi lift the most weight to me in the NBA.
And he's impaired right now.
He didn't look like he was healthy.
And then they're about to put more plates on. We're gonna put Steph on one side and Clay on the other side, and you got to set a world record because if he wins this game, it'll be the most. If he won that series, it'd be the most impressive thing I've seen.
And then how many quality defenders are going to be on him as well? Draymond, Iggy, Clay, they're going to keep throwing people at him. And then, like you said, he's going to have to chase these guys around the three-point line, get hit with screens a lot. He's got a lot of weight on his shoulders.
Weightlifting analogy came back.
It came back, resurrection.